So y'all wanted this story. Y'all got the story. This is the story of Hoodrich Pablo Juan. And I'm going to be fair, square, obvious, and honest. I'm going to draw this conclusion for y'all because it has to be done early just to keep you guys in the know. Fani Willis used what GBI did to Hoodrich Pablo Juan and the 20 Bloods and basically applied it to Young Thug afterwards. Once she seen everybody sign their plea deals, get their convictions, and people get sent off to prison. Why would Ceddy Nash say that? Because I want you to listen to exactly what this man says and then how it traces all the way back to LA. Let's go.
This particular operation is dubbed Operation Caged Doves, and I'm proud to announce today that it's netting 46 RICO and gang statute indictments. After a year-long joint investigation, 46 people have now been indicted by the grand jury of Upson County on a number of charges. Those include 92 counts of racketeer, influenced, and corrupt organization acts, or RICO counts. There's an additional 59 counts of the violation of the Georgia Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, the Gang Act here in Georgia. You may have heard us say before, it's one of the most powerful tools that the legislature has ever given law enforcement, and we certainly appreciate their willingness to do that. There are multiple counts of trafficking in methamphetamine, trafficking in heroin, multiple counts of possession of firearm during the commission of a felony, possession with intent to distribute marijuana, possession by felony, convicted felons in the possession of a firearm, financial transaction card fraud, 24 counts of aggravated assault, 4 counts of kidnapping, 4 counts of battery, 2 counts of tampering with evidence, 4 counts of felony murder, and 4 counts of conspiracy to commit armed robbery. In early 2019, March or so, right when the GBI task force literally began its operation, the Fayetteville Police Department, along with the District Attorney's Office, reached out to the Georgia Bureau of Investigations Task Force requesting that the agents take a deep dive into criminal activity in Upson, Fayette, and Spalding County areas. The Gang Task Force, with the investigative support of local, state, and federal partners, initiated what truly has been an extensive, deep dive investigation. The investigation showed us that between May 2014 and September 2020, the men and women who have been indicted participated in a pattern of racketeering activity as part of a criminal enterprise known as the Rolling 20 Neighborhood Bloods. They operated across the state of Georgia, included but not limited to Upson, Fayette, Spalding, DeKalb, Gwinnett, Richmond, Greene, Telfair, and Washington counties, and through other parts of the United States as well. This criminal enterprise committed numerous crimes, included but not limited to drug trafficking, assaults, theft of money, personal property, conspiring to assault inmates in the state prison system, and recruiting gang members as well. The following agencies stood with us and assisted us throughout the course of this investigation: the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, the Fayetteville Police Department, the Georgia Department of Community Service, the Georgia Department of Corrections, the Georgia National Guard, their counter-drug unit, the Griffin Police Department, Homeland Security Investigations, Spalding County Sheriff's Office, Thomaston Police Department, the United States Postal Inspection Services, Upson County Sheriff's Department, and as I said a moment ago, the case will be prosecuted by the Griffin Judicial Circuit, headed by D.A. Broder. I hope this shows an example of what we're doing in this state. This activity of criminal street gangs will not be stopped by the state agency alone, by a federal agency alone, or by the locals alone. It can only be stopped through this partnership. And this is a great example of that at work. I will tell you, in addition to what I've just told you about the case, some great news that we just learned late yesterday. GBI Gang Task Force members flew out to Los Angeles, California, for the purpose of looking for the ringleader of this particular group, a gentleman by the name of Ronald Elwood Chapman. Mr. Chapman, we believe, is a third-generation member of this particular gang. And through evidentiary matters, we discovered that he was making organizational decisions regarding the expansion of this group and this gang throughout Georgia, South Carolina, and other states. We issued warrants for his arrest, and late yesterday, GBI Gang Task Force members standing beside LA County Sheriff's Office members, LAPD, and the FBI Fugitive Task Force placed Mr. Chapman in custody. I'm happy to tell you that today he is sitting in the L.A. County Jail, and I'm sure Ms. Broder will comment in a moment. Our plans are extradite him back to Upson County to face these charges. So I can't begin to tell you, as the governor pointed out, as the sheriff pointed out a moment ago, how extremely proud I am personally as the director of the GBI for the tremendous work done by the GBI task force, and even more than that, for the partnerships of these men and women standing behind me. That is unequivocally and categorically the only way we're going to defeat these criminal street gangs. And you will see this continuously throughout the state of Georgia and various other parts as well.
Now, I did some digging on this one, so if you can, please hit the like button like you like something, so Matt Ryan can see this, make some money, bruh, do an interview on this and everything like that, and run up. I'm rooting for you, I'm rooting for you, I'm rooting for you. So how does this tie from Fani Willis? You got to remember, Fani Willis is from Inglewood. Fani Willis watched these guys jump out with collective police power from Georgia all the way to California and arrest Matt Ryan. Take him all the way back to Georgia. And y'all won't believe how little it was that they had on him to even charge him. When y'all see this, or y'all hear this for lack of better words, there is no way you're not sitting back going, Fani Willis knew exactly what she was doing when she charged Wyatt Finn, Wyatt Sell, Drug Rich. Who else did they got? Who else did she get? The Cop City people. She already had the teachers by this point. She had already used the RICO on the teachers. But this right here, well, that past clip was the blueprint. Because I want y'all to listen to what Matt Ryan said and listen to how little evidence they actually had on him. Controversial legal strategy behind the indictment of Young Thug. The RICO Act, which was designed to go after the mafia, is now used to target supposed members of predominantly black street gangs. Critics say the law is being stretched very thin. Ronald Elwood Chapman was walking his daughter to the car an October morning in 2020 when he heard somebody say, "Freeze!" I looked up, he recalled recently. And I've got the L.A. County Sheriff's Department. I've got LAPD's Metropolitan Task Force. I've got the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's Gang Task Force. And I've got the FBI. They all got guns on me. Man, they got so many guns on me. Handguns, shotguns, AR-15s. They were standing outside his apartment building in South Central Los Angeles. I looked at my daughter and said, "What the hell have you been doing?" The officers were not after his daughter. They had come to arrest Chapman, a lifelong resident of Los Angeles, now in his 50s, on a charge of violating Georgia's RICO Act for his alleged role in a criminal conspiracy conducted by the members of a street gang called the Rolling 20 Neighborhood Bloods. The charge was brought by the state of Georgia as a part of a law enforcement effort called Operation Caged Doves. At a press conference announcing the indictments of 46 people for battery, kidnapping, drug trafficking, felony murder, and RICO violations, the director of GBI described Chapman as the ringleader and a third-generation member of the Rolling 20s. Someone who was making organizational decisions regarding the expansion of this group and this gang. Other than a few stops in Atlanta airport to make connecting flights, Chapman had never been to Georgia, he told me. But he was extradited to the state and placed in isolation for 6 months in the Upson County Jail, 60 miles south of Atlanta. He has been in custody ever since. Georgia's a number of states that have attempted to curtail gang activity by using the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, which was created in 1970 as a way of targeting the mafia and has since been used to go after a variety of groups and individuals, from members of the Key West Police Department to former Major League Baseball officials. Georgia's use of the law has received major attention in the week since May 9th, when the 30-year-old rapper, he was 30 at the time? Jeffrey Williams, better known as Young Thug, was charged with a variety of crimes allegedly committed by more than 24 members of an Atlanta street gang called Young Slimelife, which prosecutors say is affiliated with the Bloods. The Bloods formed in Los Angeles in the mid-70s, and have since given rise to numerous smaller factions, generally referred to as sets, among them the Rolling 20 Bloods. Chapman became affiliated with the Rolling 20s in the late 1970s. His father was a street dude, he told me, who hustled, sold drugs, and pimped to make money and take care of me. Chapman has shot at people and been shot at multiple times. He said from the age of 15, he's been in prison 5 times, most recently for a nearly 3-year stint on drug charges that ended in 2008. Then I really got my life straight, he said. In the 3 years since, he has worked in gang intervention, often through a program that was introduced by Los Angeles Mayor's office. Having been known as G from the streets, I was able to talk to the young people and provide them with some guidance, he said, explaining his relationship to members of Rolling 20s today. He was proud, he added, of helping to broker a non-aggression agreement in 2009 between my community and the community we were at war with, i.e. the Bloods and Crips, for over 40 years. Chapman's history as a gang member and his continued proximity to gang life are not at the core of his current troubles, which he insists constitute a misunderstanding. I haven't been an active gang member in a long time, he said. I'm still active in the community, but I'm active in a productive way. I'm passing out food to people, intervening in the violence in Los Angeles in various corners of the internet. Chapman is known as Mad Ronald. Prior to his recent arrest, Chapman hosted a podcast called Mad Ronald Radio. He also ran a carpet cleaning service and delivered for Uber Eats. People know who I am because I do a lot of public speaking, he said. I have a great deal of respect and recognition in these streets. Everybody looks at me as a big homie because of my age and because of my history. So one person might call me up just to show people he can actually talk to me. But, he added, I'm not on the phone conspiring about crimes. His indictment cites a YouTube interview from 2017 with gang historian named Kev Mack. In it, Chapman sometimes sounds like a current gang member. My name is Mad Ronald, and I'm from West Side Road, the 20 neighborhood Bloods, he says. But not one who is criminally active. At other times, he refers to his affiliation in the past tense. The indictment also notes phone calls with incarcerated gang members. Chapman does not deny participating in some of the calls, but he says that they were in keeping with his mentoring roles as an OG. He mentioned one call cited in the indictment in which he spoke with a man who wanted to start a 501c3. I was talking about the tax benefits, he told me, and the RICO they documented that as being me telling them how to avoid taxes, he added with some exasperation. I'm not John Gotti. So there you have it. You have the indictment, you have the OG of the Rolling 20s. I couldn't really say the end of that lengthy article for personal reasons. Don't worry about it. Don't bring up the person's name either. They don't like me. So, no shine. We ain't giving no shine to people who dissing me. Sorry, not sorry. If you mention the name, I will block you, so do not mention the name. Other than that, that leads on to Pablo Juan fighting the charges for a minute and then ultimately accepting his fate. Let's read along. Roll it. Atlanta rapper Hoodrich Pablo Juan sentenced to 15 years in RICO case after a plea deal. Hoodrich Pablo Juan has been sentenced to 15 years in his RICO case. This comes after reaching a plea deal with the authorities. The Atlanta rapper, who was signed with Gucci Mane's 1017 Eskimo label, was arrested back in 2020 on RICO charges. 2 counts of this charge were on hold as he wasn't allowed to post bond. The arrest took place in Upson County, Georgia, and was connected to a larger gang-related investigation. Those indicted faced 92 counts of racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations act, 59 counts of violations of Georgia Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, 3 counts of trafficking. I don't even know if I can say that word right now. Might be too early. 3 counts of trafficking H, 4 counts of abduction, 4 counts of the M word, 24 counts of aggravated assault. So here you go right here. Here is his damn guilty plea. So Upson County Superior Court guilty pleas. Judge Ben Jake Miller, that you have right here, 20 RO 316W Sterling Penix. Count 1, violation of racketeer, influence, and corrupt organization act. Alfred plea, 15 years, serve 5, followed by the remainder on probation. Banishment from the Griffin Judicial Circuit, $2,000 fine. Violation of racketeer, influence, and corrupt organization act. No prosecute, and you already know that is nolo contendere, aka no contest. According to court documents, the rapper has been sentenced to 15 years. Hoodrich Pablo Juan's plea will allow him to serve 5 years in prison and finish the remainder of his sentence on probation. Now, there were controversies that happened, and I'm not going to play any videos or any of that crap because I might get copyright struck. So we'll do it this way. There were rumors and allegations and whatever the hell that said he got robbed. Whatever. He got robbed in the DMV, allegedly. So what? And the people who allegedly did it, he was in jail, so none of this shit would even fly or stick to him. Something happened to them cats. Still remains to be a mystery to be seen. I won't be naming names. So it might be a good thing, unfortunately, that he was arrested. And I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes when people are away, and I know too many individuals, or I wish they were in jail today because they would not be dead today. The streets have a weird way of catching up with you in multiple ways. Sometimes it catches up to you in reality where you sit back and you go, damn, I got to operate a little bit differently. Sometimes it operates in death where, hey, your last breath, you probably are thinking about what you did wrong, what you should have did different that morning, or even your entire life. Or you have the other one where you're sitting in jail and you're fighting for your life and you don't know. Originally, you got to remember, he's fighting 15 years. This laid out the blueprint for Fani Willis to go ahead and start to use that same exact RICO statute to come after other gangs. So when we see this and we say that, we got to understand something. Hoodrich Pablo Juan ain't like the other cats because he did his time. There are stories and whatever comments and all this crap and everything. Let me help you cats out. A plea deal does not make you a snitch. I don't know why and where the hell this came from, but ultimately, your plea deal, you go into prison and all this shit, and you ain't PC'd up, and you ain't this. There are all type of plea deals. You get a cooperation plea deal, you get your factual plea deal, you get all type of plea deals. Understand something. Nobody would be around Hoodrich Pablo Juan if he ever broke code. That paperwork where they hit faster than the goddamn 1st and 15th as far as it comes for bills and EBT. So, as far as I'm concerned, Hoodrich Pablo Juan is good. That man deserves his flowers. Hopefully, and this is what I'm hoping. I don't know if he's watching this or anything like that. I do know a shit ton of people up over there, so shout out to them. Get that man in the booth, bruh. Y'all just let Honeycomb Brazy set the damn trend. I know he been gone for a minute, all this other crap and everything like that, but I'm going to keep on saying this until the rappers understand me. The fans don't care. They want rappers to rap. They don't give a shit about your family. They don't care about anything else except for you to rap. That's it. And if anybody ever wanted to say, well, hold on, bro, he just got home, well, then don't film the shit. Or at least don't release it just yet. Film it, hold on to it. Don't say anything. If you guys didn't want the notoriety and all of these things basically provided to these individuals, I had to be honest with you. Keep that shit a secret. Never mind, we ain't finna do all that. We'll just say it this way. When certain people got out of federal custody, they had already been out for a minute. They were just waiting to get out the halfway house. Just gonna be fair, square, obvious, and honest. So that's why you see certain things. But rappers, get back to rapping. Shout out to Blow, and hopefully, man, hopefully you ain't scary like the rest of these niggas. And what I mean when I say scary is don't be afraid to come out with a new, different sound. All of this shit has been sounding the same. We ain't even finna do all that, because then it's gonna seem like I'm taking shots at rappers and all this shit, and I don't want to do that. I'm just asking this: who is the rapper that's going to switch up their sound? Y'all know part of the reason why NBA YoungBoy is blowing up right now? Even more, his sound is original. Now, some of y'all will probably point out Mr. Kane, Dussa. Boy, if I start naming niggas, I'm finna get a lot of calls. So we just gonna say the originality of a certain area and demographic, but also the advanced sound, different drum patterns, just a whole different sound of it all. And I know I missed a bunch of people, because I know Nissy people gonna be like, man, what up with us, man? Nigga, you know we held you down out here. Nigga, I know. So, R.I.P. Nissy, shout out my nigga, man. But, you know, it's just, somebody gotta be able to come out of Atlanta that sounds completely different, that has a buzz already. The worst thing about the Young Thug album was the deluxe, the Supernova part, is the actual album he should have came out with, and that shit would have went #1. Guaranteed. Go back and listen to the Young Thug album, the Supernova album. Y'all listen to that shit and you're like, oh damn, Spiderback. Not the shit that he did in the beginning, bro. That shit was terrible. His whole rollout was horrible. But Blow, you got a different way to do it, man. And I hope that he does it. And anybody who calling CJ Casino a car chaser and all this shit, bro, CJ Casino been putting out music with that man since 2022, 2023. So anybody who dissing that dude and you ain't do your history, you ain't do your homework, you ain't do your research, stop dissing niggas, bro, just because you see him in the damn photos and videos with cats. Niggas been tapped in with who they tapped in with. It is what it is. Share to keep your people aware. Subscribe to the bell, stay notified. We are 37K away from that giveaway to give away these for free. So comment your thoughts tonight with me, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Maybe you watching the NBA. I don't know. So hopefully I got done with this quick enough for y'all to enjoy it. Other than that, enjoy y'all games, and I'll catch up with y'all in the next one. Click the playlist to get through your day, because I know truck drivers doing y'all thing, my warehouse workers, my overnighters, you know what I'm saying? I used to work at Target, putting them damn boxes in them damn trucks, bro. I used to knock out 12 goddamn trailers a night, boy. I tell you, my feet used to hurt. I used to wear 2 pairs of socks. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. I'll catch you on the next one.